Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to look at how to solve quadratic equations by extracting the square root. Now, we have here two equations that we want to solve by extracting the square root. Starting with the equation x squared is equal to 2. We want to find the value of x. So we need to deal with this square here, this exponent. I mean this 2. We know that the square root of x squared is x. So let's consider the square root of both sides of the equation. So we have the square root of x squared must be equal to the square root of 2. Now, on the left-hand side, the square root will cancel the square. So we remain with x only. This should equal plus or minus the square root of 2. 2 is not a perfect square. We cannot simplify the square root of 2. Now, since 2 is not a perfect square, and the square root of 2 cannot be simplified further, we stop here. So this 2 remains under the square root sign. So we will leave this answer with the square root sign on. That is to say, x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 2. Note that we have two answers. X is positive root 2 and or x is negative root 2. Maybe we need to verify our answer by substituting first root 2 into the equation x squared is equal to 2. So we have on the left hand side the square root cancels the square. That means 2 is equal to 2. Suppose x is equal to negative root 2. It means negative root 2 squared must be equal to 2. So we have on the left hand side, negative root 2 times negative root 2 must be equal to 2. Negative and negative will give us a positive. Root 2 times root 2 is equal to 2. That means we remain with 2 is equal to 2. Awesome. That is to say, x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 2. Next, let's consider the equation x squared minus 63 is equal to 0. We want to find the value of x. So first, let's take 63 to the right-hand side. That leaves us with x squared is equal to 63. Now we can find the square root on both sides of the equation. On the left-hand side, the square root of x squared is x. On the right-hand side, we have x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 63. 63 is not a perfect square. The square root of 63 is not a whole number. We can, however, simplify this solution by splitting root 63 into root 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is 63. We can further break this into root 9 times root 7. So we have x is equal to plus or minus root 9 times root 7. Now the square root of 9 is 3 times 7 is not a perfect square, and we cannot simplify 7 further. So it means 7 remains under the square root sign. That means x is equal to plus or minus 3 times root 7. That is plus or minus 3 root 7 in short. Thanks Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the notification button for more.